Hello everyone, this is Sweta here and this is my another video for the chapter Understanding Quadrilaterals. So in this video the topics which I am going to cover will be the properties of some special parallelograms like rhombus, rectangle and square. So in rhombus the very first property is it is a quadrilateral with sides of equal length. So here is a figure of a rhombus ABCD and here all the four sides are of equal measure. Okay, so we can say that AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to DA. All the four sides will be of equal measure. Now the second property is a rhombus has all the properties of a parallelogram as well as kite. Now what does it mean? First of all, rhombus is a parallelogram. Why? Because it has all the properties of a parallelogram. In a parallelogram, the opposite sides are parallel as well as equal. So in rhombus also, if you see here, so all the sides are equal. Okay. So obviously the opposite sides will also become equal. Second thing, in a parallelogram, diagonal bisect each other. So here also in this rhombus, the diagonals are bisecting each other. Now second thing, it has all the properties of a kite also. Now in a kite, only the adjacent sides are equal. Okay, so AB is equal to AD and BC is equal to CD. In a rhombus, all the four sides are equal. So obviously here in rhombus also their adjacent side will also be equal. In a kite, the diagonals are perpendicular. Means at the intersection point they are forming a right angle. Here also in the rhombus, diagonals are perpendicular bisector here because at the intersection point they are forming a 90-degree angle. Now one of the property of a rhombus is the diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular bisector of one another. Now bisector we already know. The meaning of bisector is the diagonal will get divided in two equal halves. So if I take BD as the diagonal, then OB will be equal to OD, and if I take AC as the diagonal, then OA will be equal to OC. Now, what is the meaning of perpendicular? Perpendicular means making an angle of 90 degree. So here perpendicular bisector means the diagonals will meet at a point and they form a right angle. So if you see here at point O, this angle which is formed here will be 90 degree. Okay. So here the angle formed will be 90 degree. So if this is 90, they all will be 90 degree. Okay. So that's what I am going to prove it. So now to prove what I have to do, I have to show that OA is equal to OC and OB is equal to OD, and I have to again prove that angle AOB is equal to angle BOC equal to 90 degree. Okay, so we'll prove it one by one. So in triangle AOB and COD, if I take this two triangle, okay, if I take triangle this and this, okay, so AB is equal to CD. Yes, because it is a rhombus. In a rhombus, all the four sides are equal. So AB will also be equal to CD. Second thing, angle OAB will be equal to angle OCD. Now, where is angle OAB? Here. Okay, this is your angle OAB and this is your angle OCD. Now, I am telling both the angles will be equal. Why? So if you take AB and CD as parallel line, now we know that rhombus is a parallelogram, so opposite sides will be parallel. If I take AB and CD as parallel and I will take AC as my transversal, then this two angle OAB and angle OCD, they are forming alternate interior angle, right? So both will be equal. Now same way, if I take angle OBA and angle ODC. Okay, if I take angle OBA and angle ODC, now again if you see here, they will form a alternate interior angle. Now why? In this case, if I take AB parallel to CD, okay, and if I take here BD as my transversal, then what will happen? This angle and this angle, they will again form alternate interior angle. So they will be equal. So I have got my three criteria. With the help of this, I can show that triangle AOB and triangle COD are congruent. And the congruency criteria will be ASA congruency rule, angle, side and angle. Now, if two triangles are congruent, we know that then their corresponding parts will also become equal. So OA will be equal to OC and OB will become equal to OD, because as two triangles are congruent, then we can show that their corresponding part of the congruent triangles will also be equal. Now we will see the proof of the second part. So in the second part, I have to show that angle AOB and angle BOC, they are forming 90 degree. Okay, I'm going to show these two are forming 90 degree. Now to show that they are forming 90 degree, again I am going to take two triangles, triangle AOB and triangle BOC. Okay, so in this two triangle, if you see here, first AB is equal to BC, because this is rhombus, so all the four sides will be equal. So AB will be equal to BC, they will have equal measure. Next, OA is equal to OC. Just now we have proved in first case that the diagonals bisect, so OA will be equal to OC. Now third case, OB. This side OB is common for triangle AOB also and triangle BOC also. So this is the common side. So my both the triangles are congruent using SSS congruency rule. Okay, side, side, side. Now if two triangles are congruent, then we can say that their corresponding parts will also be equal. So from here I can say that angle AOB will be equal to angle BOC. Okay, why? Corresponding part of the congruent triangles are equal. Now, if you see here, AOB and BOC, they are forming linear pair. Yes or no? AOB and BOC, together they are forming a linear pair. So their sum will be 180 degree. And we already know that both the angles are equal. So I can write here that twice of angle AOB equal to 180 degree, because I have substituted angle BOC also as angle AOB, because both are equal. So from here I can get angle AOB is equal to 90 degree. So if angle AOB is 90, angle BOC will also be 90 degree. Okay. Now here we will see the properties of a rectangle. So I've taken a figure where ABCD is a rectangle. Rectangle is a parallelogram in which every angle is a right angle. So rectangle is also a parallelogram. Okay. And all the four angles, angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D, all four will be equal to 90 degree. Now as rectangle is a parallelogram, so its opposite sides will be of equal measure. So AB will be equal to CD and AD will be equal to BC. Moreover, the diagonals of a rectangle bisect each other. So OA will be equal to OC and OB will be equal to OD. Now next we will see diagonals of a rectangle are of equal length. Okay, it means if you see this figure, ABCD is a rectangle where the diagonals are AC and BD. Now I am going to show that AC and BD both are of equal measure. Okay. So in triangle ABC, in this triangle and triangle BAD, okay, I'm going to take these two triangles. First thing, this AB is equal to AB, because this AB is present in triangle ABC also and it is present in triangle BAD also. So this is the common side, right? Next, BC is equal to AD. BC is equal to AD because in a rectangle, opposite sides are of equal length. Next, angle B and angle A, both will be equal, because we know that in a rectangle, all the four angles are equal to 90 degree. So each equal to 90 degree. So now these two triangles will be congruent. Okay. And the congruency criteria will be SAS, side, angle, side. Okay. Side, this is angle and this is again side. So when I prove these two triangles are congruent, then we can say that their corresponding parts will also be equal. So AC will be equal to BD, and the reason will be corresponding part of the congruent triangles will be equal. Now the next parallelogram will be square. A square has all the properties of a parallelogram. Means the opposite sides will be parallel and equal, diagonals will be bisecting each other. Okay. So square will also have all those properties. Apart from that, a square will have all the four sides of equal measure. So AB, BC, CD and DA, they all will be of equal measure. Moreover, all the four angles will also be 90 degrees. So angle A, B, C and D, they all will be equal to 90 degree. Diagonals of a square are of equal measure. Like a rectangle, in square also the diagonals will be of equal measure. So AC will be equal to BD. And diagonal of a square bisect each other at 90 degree. So angle AOB will be equal to angle AOD equal to 90 degree. Okay. Now this is one question where rent is a rectangle. If you see this figure, rent is a rectangle. Its diagonals meet at point O. You have to find the value of x if OR is 2x plus 4 and OT is 3x plus 1. So here diagonal measure is given and we know that in a rectangle diagonals are of equal measure. So I can say that this Rn will be equal to Te. Why? Because in a rectangle diagonals are of equal measure. So the Rn will be equal to Te. So if both the diagonals are equal, so can I say that half of them will also be equal? Means if I do half of Rn, this will be also equal to half of T. Okay, and what is half of Rn? Half of Rn I can write as OR and half of Te I can write as OT. Now the value for OR is given as 2x plus 4 and the value of OT is given as 3x plus 1. So if I solve this, so 4 minus 1 will be equal to 3x minus 2x and from here I can get the value of x as 3. So the unknown value of x is 3 here. So that's all for today's class. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.